Could we see a Nikola Vucevic for Julius Randle trade? Well, NBA insider Zach Lowe suggested that the Bulls and Knicks should pick up the phones and talk about a Vooch for Julius Randle trade. What's up, everybody? My name is Patrick Siepman. Welcome into the Bulls Report. We'll dive into this crazy trade idea and then also talk about the Zach LaVine Lakers rumors on the tail half of today's show. But before we dive into it, help us reach 10,000 subscribers here on the channel. We are just 261 people away from reaching that milestone. So if you guys haven't already and want to make my day, hit that subscribe button and lock us in. So Julius Randle for Nikola Vucevic. When I saw this, I kind of just giggled to myself as, I think obviously in a vacuum, Randle is a significantly better basketball player. As he's been to awarded all NBA selections, he's been to All-Star games, and he's just put up better numbers than Vooch over the last couple of years. But I think a trade like this makes absolutely no sense for the Chicago Bulls. Now, I would love to move off Nikola Vucevic, so I do think in some sort of sense it would be a steal. But if the Bulls are going to do this trade where it's Vooch for Julius Randle, you ship Julius Randle immediately. So I hopped in the ESPN trade machine. I tried to cook up a trade where you are matching contracts between these two guys because Randle's on the books for $28 million this upcoming year. Vooch is on the books for $20 million, and you got to get up to that mark around 28 to make this deal work because the Knicks can't, take in more money than needed. So you attach Javon Carter, and then obviously you're going to have to attach some sort of draft capital to get Julius Randle. So you just stick that 2025 first-round pick via Portland. It is lottery protected over the next 2 seasons. Then it turns into a second-round pick if it does not convey. But if this is the deal that goes down, I think it would be a steal for the Bulls. Obviously, I wouldn't love giving up that Portland pick just because you want to keep as much draft capital as you can when you are in this rebuild and youth movement. But, if you're landing Julius Randle and you're able to move off Vooch, that's the best part of this trade is moving off Vooch. And, hey, you could also send Randle to another team, maybe for more future draft capital potentially. But if this is the Bulls lineup, I'll tell you what, it would be an entertaining season. I don't know if they're going to win a lot of games. I don't know if they're going to, be successful. But if you would roll out Giddey, Coby White, Zach LaVine, and Julius Randle, that would be one of the funniest NBA teams in recent memory. There would just be a ton of scores and not a lot of defense. And it would be a lot of kind of me guys instead of a lot of we guys. Obviously, I think Coby White is a team basketball player, but you would have LaVine, Josh Giddey, and Julius Randle. I would have never thought I would have those guys on the same team. And just about LaVine and Randle, just those two specifically, it would absolutely drive me nuts. I would be every single watch party. I guarantee you both of those players would have a couple plays where I'm just scratching my head and acting like this is a rookie out there making those mistakes. Very talented basketball players, but just in terms of contributing to winning, I think they're honestly lower than a lot of the common NBA fans, would think. But the biggest positive about this deal is that I do think the Bulls could reroute Julius Randle. Now, if you do trade Vooch to New York and you get Randle in return, I could see it being very similar to what the Portland Trail Blazers did with Jrue Holiday, where they took on Jrue Holiday, sent him to the Boston Celtics for 2 first-round picks. I could see the Bulls doing the same thing with Randle. Would you be able to get 2 first-round picks? I don't necessarily think so. However, moving off Vooch would be huge. I would love to have Jalen Smith slated in at that starting center spot, get him 30-plus minutes a game, and see if we have anything with the young center who is actually a highly touted high school recruit before he played his collegiate hoops at Maryland. So if this is a deal that goes down, I'm doing it. I'm typing my A's for accept, but maybe you guys disagree with me. Would you accept this deal? A for accept or D for decline? And also, if you're a Knicks fan coming across today's show, would you do this deal? Obviously, Julius Randle is a polarizing player amongst Knicks fans, but hey, maybe this is enough to get it done. Let me know your thoughts down below. Coming up next year on the show, we're going to be talking about a Zach LaVine Los Angeles Lakers trade for about the 100th time this offseason, but Dan Woike suggested it, so we'll talk about it. But before we dive into it, I do want to give a massive shout-out to today's presenting sponsor, and that is Prize Picks. If you guys download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS and get $50 instantly when you play just $5. That's code CLNS on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. Now, Prize Picks has an awesome deal going on right now with Caleb Williams, where 1 Caleb Williams passing yard gets you 1 win on Prize Picks every week in September. That's right. Only 1 yard gets you an automatic win every football weekend in September. That's 3 weeks of free W's remaining. So don't miss out on this deal on Prize Picks because it's gone once September ends. So download the Prize Picks app today. Use code CONS and get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code CONS on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play just $5. And the best part, you don't even need the win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks, run your game. All right, let's talk about it for about the 100th time this offseason. The Los Angeles Lakers, Rich Paul, LeBron James, could they be trading for Zach LaVine? Well, actually, Dan Woike of The Athletic and the LA Times wrote up this article the other day, and I thought he made a couple of good points, so I wanted to dive into it. He said, here was the gist of the pitch, talking about LaVine to the Lakers. LaVine could be gotten by simply matching the money he's owed, getting the Bulls out from underneath a contract that's likely going to last until 2027 and cost the team $138 million. That would allow the Lakers to keep their draft assets for a future deal or the inevitable rebuild. A trade would cost the Lakers D'Angelo Russell, Rui Hachimura, and either Jared Vanderbilt or Gabe Vincent, a big cost in talent because the team cannot take more salary in a trade than it sends out. And, listen, if this is the deal that comes across for the Bulls where it is a package of D'Lo, Rui, or Jared Vanderbilt, I am sure Bulls fans are going to absolutely freak out. Why do we need D'Angelo Russell? Yada, yada, yada. And I totally agree with you. But again, same point I was making earlier with Randle. Maybe you need to trade one of these guys and get back a bad contract as well, and then you just try to reroute them. This could be a move where the Bulls set up for trades down the line. And, LaVine's going to be hard to trade, and he's coming off a down year. Only, 19.5 points per game. Wasn't that efficient from the field. Wasn't able to shoot the ball that well from behind the arc as well. But I will say this with LaVine. If I was a Lakers fan, I would absolutely love this trade. Now, obviously, you're banking on LaVine getting back to his old self where he is that 24-a-game guy where he's very efficient. But I think we would see the best version of LaVine next to LeBron and Anthony Davis because his defensive kind of lapses and him just not being the best perimeter defender. You can mask some of that with having Anthony Davis on that back line and then just talking about leadership and just those winning intangibles. Pair him up with LeBron James, one of the best leaders and one of the best winners in recent NBA history, I think it would work out. But the Lakers, you would have to take on this contract. And with the Bulls trade him, you do have that 15% trade bonus where the Bulls would still have to pay 15% of each of these years to Zach LaVine. It wouldn't actually be the Lakers paying it. It would be the Bulls. But the Lakers would be taking on 43 and 24, 46 and 25, $48.97 million in 26. Obviously, that's a player option. But Zach LaVine is opting into it. So I think Lakers are still my number one Zach LaVine trade destination, but I could also see some other teams in California trading for him. The Golden State Warriors, I don't think the roster is set, and I think this would be more of a trade deadline move. However, are you just going to waste the last couple of years of Steph Curry's prime? I would assume not. I don't know if Zach LaVine's the missing piece that they think he is, but I think they could get aggressive. And same spot for the Clippers. Like, you just don't have enough talent to compete in the Western Conference with Harden and Kawhi and a bunch of B- role players. They need more talent, and LaVine is a talented basketball player. It's just going to come down to what team wants to kind of take a chance on him. That's why I threw the Denver Nuggets in here as well. Now, this is a dark horse. This is very unlikely, but again, with all the moves they've made, we still got Michael Porter, Aaron Gordon, Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic. But besides that, they don't really have a lot. Maybe they view LaVine as that final, missing piece to get them back to the championship. But still, my dark horse this whole offseason has been the Spurs because they can afford his contract. The defensive, lapses, inability to defend on the perimeter. We understand that. But when you have Wemby, you have Greg Popovich and that Spurs culture, he could really thrive down there in San Antonio. But if you guys made it to the end of today's show, give me a real one down below in the comment section. Dog days of the NBA offseason. So I appreciate all of you guys tuning in. But if you guys watch this whole thing, give me a real one down below. If you guys want more free Bulls videos, hit that sub button, lock us in. See you guys next time. Go Bulls.